Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order. Folks, we are on the Clone Wars online comic strip or comic book called Act on Instinct. I believe when I first reviewed this, I said sadly they aren't available that much. I don't know. You could maybe find something that could be downloadable online. I'm not really sure how available these are. They definitely need a reprint though. The artwork on this, since I didn't get to talk about the artwork, is pretty good. Excellent at times, in fact. It does follow the Dave Filoni Clone Wars story arc, meaning Ahsoka's part of it too, but basically it focuses on a Jedi Padawan, Tizan, whose Rodian Jedi Master dies in the Clone Wars kind of early on, and so he is basically on his own in the meantime and goes on a little mission with his squad. He comes across someone who's in the AgriCorps. Again, I love how they're using failed Jedi, or Jedi who could not get a Padawan, and saying, hey, what are they doing in this war? So he happens to go onto a planet that has a lot of crops, and the Separatists basically block out the sun. They're not planning to invade the planet, they're just going to ruin all its crops, you know? So of course it makes sense, and it's a great idea to have a force-using AgriCorp assistant. This Padawan calls her a Jedi failure and really or dropout or something. I can't remember what it was, but insults her in fact. But they eventually become friends, and she's got a little bit of the Force in her. Of course, she just wasn't picked as a Padawan was the only thing. She can use the Force. And again, I like that perspective, something that no one really did. There was another, I think it was in Jenny Tartovsky's Clone Wars Digest, that showed a bunch of AgriCorp young Jedi, and I was like, man, I wish we could have seen more of that, or Force users, since they weren't officially Jedi. But that was just very interesting. Also, they have adventures where they take on Staps, the little, flying pogo sticks from episode 1. They're not really mentioned that much, and flying one would be cool. So they have a little bit of action in that as well. This would be later on picked up. I guess it drops his own storyline. I can't remember, but there are other online comic strips too. I printed these out when they came out. So for me, I have them. I never made a MP3 back then or put them in the cloud because those things didn't exist back then. But super happy to read it. I don't know how many. You can tell it had breaks maybe in between where you could have put comic book issues in there. Again, I have no idea if these were reprinted. Should they be? Yeah, possibly. I mean, they don't have any big crossover with the rest of the Clone Wars or Star Wars in general. It's just additional stories. Now, Anakin and Ahsoka are in this, like, very briefly. Ahsoka tries to comfort the Padawan for just like a minute. And Anakin comes and says, Ahsoka, let him, let him mourn his own way. I'm like, yeah, Ahsoka, get out of the story. Okay, sorry. I always have to throw in an Ahsoka dig whenever I can. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.